Hi, Chloe here. Alright, so today I'll be unboxing just two scale figures that is. This was actually supposed to be a different video unboxing a bunch of figures, but these two came in before I got around to doing that. And these two figures are something that I've been waiting for about 5 months or so. So yeah, I've been waiting quite a while for these and I am super excited for them. So we'll just be unboxing these two today. Also a bit of a different setup. Basically, the calyx shelf that I was filming on before, I filled up with other things because I ran out of space in my detox and my shelves after rearranging some stuff. But I did kind of decorate it with a theme in mind for today's unboxing. If you can't tell, it will be honkai related because of course it is. Like, who am I if I'm not shilling this game? Anyways, if you've ever wondered what my wall looks like in this part of the room, this is pretty much it. It is a bit of a work in progress, but I kind of ran out of things that I wanted to put on the wall, so this is how it is at the moment. Anyways, moving on, let's just go right into opening up our first figure, which is the 1/8 scale Raiden Eternally Pure version by Myethos. So this is a bit of an older figure. It was released back in May 2018, so it is like 4 years exactly to the month. I believe this May was one of the first honkai figures in general, along with the other Myethos 1/8 scale of Sayla. But yeah, factoring in the age of this figure as well as its rarity, you can only imagine that the price would be pretty high for her, and it definitely is. I remember at one point Solaris was selling her for like $500 brand new, which is crazy, but it was either you get her brand new for really expensive, or you get her like broken or damaged for a little less expensive, because all the other good deals for undamaged figures around the 20 to 25k yen range were already gone, so it wasn't really worth it to me. That is until around Christmas Eve of last year. So my friend has honkai on Boyfriend, and she ended up popping up on AmiAmi pre-owned, and he sent me a link to her, but she was like, I think 33k or something. I have a screenshot, I'll put it up. And as a joke, I replied to him and said, I bet Solaris is way cheaper, thinking that she would be like $500 still. And by some miracle, she actually was cheaper. So after a few minutes of kind of thinking about it, I ended up just ordering her because it was the best deal at the time. So yeah, I ended up getting May from Solaris Japan in pre-owned condition. She was about 26,000 yen, which in today's exchange rate is about $203. But it probably was like a little more back in December, but still one of the best deals at the time. Other than the price tag on her, the other thing that kind of like made me hesitate on getting her for so long was like the face kind of bothered me at first. I don't know what it was about it, but now I don't know if it's because I just like looked at it so often that it kind of grew on me. I like actually really like it. It is pretty faithful to the original art for it. I don't know why, but I thought it was based off the in-game Stigmata art, but I think it's like an alternative outfit instead for one of the battle suits. I don't have it, so thanks Google. Right, back to the figure itself. The base is pretty plain. It's just a white circle, or well, I guess it's kind of decorated, I guess, if you would call it that. It's like 2 tiers with a little ribbon in the center. Not that great, but I'll take it. It is pretty big though, and I did get this pre-owned like I mentioned, but it was like covered in a thin layer of dust right out of the box, which is like, I know it's pre-owned, but I would have expected them to at least dust it off, but whatever. Mei herself looks great for the most part. She does have some slight defects, which I'll point out soon, but just wanted to say that she was really easy to get onto the base, and I think her umbrella or parasol is actually known to be kind of fragile, so I didn't want to force it in any more than I did. But as long as like it stays there, it should be fine. So the first defect that I noticed kind of right away was on her hair. Mainly on the left side, you can see that some of the paint has kind of rubbed off on some spots, which you can see when you kind of reflect it in the light. I personally don't mind if figures aren't in perfect condition, especially if they're pre-owned. I just kind of expect some things to be wrong with it as long as they're not like broken or missing pieces. I don't think Solaris lists all the problems a figure has if it's been opened, but they do send you pictures if you request it. While I didn't see these paint spots, I figured, you know, I'm not gonna be looking at the back of her head very often, maybe once in a while when I like dust off the figure, so I don't think it's like that big of a deal to me. That said, the next and I think the last kind of imperfection that I kind of saw was on her right hand, where the sort of glove is. There are some chips on the paint, which is kind of unfortunate. I was trying to think of like a silver lining, and all I did like kind of think of was that I saved like 10k yen, so maybe those little paint imperfections were worth it? Question mark. So yeah, that was the 1/8 Myethos Raiden Mei. She is a bit of an older figure, and I did get her pre-owned, and despite having some defects on her, I'm really happy to finally have a Mei figure in my collection, my ever-growing honkai collection. And now it is time for our second and final figure for this video. It is the 1/7 scale Murata Himeko from Honkai Impact 3rd by Apex and miHoYo. Himeko was originally supposed to come out sometime last year, I think October, November, but she kept getting delayed every month until I think in March she finally released. And since I did do surface parcel, she arrived like around late April, but I haven't had time to open her up. So here she is now. I'm super excited for her. She's like one of the figures I've like been looking forward to the most, and I'm so happy she's finally here. This is my third Apex figure, and I've noticed that their boxes are really big. Like the Yae Sakura one, her box is huge and very heavy. And the second one is actually a figure in the background. It is the Summer Kiana, Herrscher of the Void. He's kind of see her in the background. She might be blurry. Yeah, her box is pretty big too. And Himeko's box is pretty decently big too. Yeah, Apex and their big boxes. Oh god, I see wires. The last time I saw this was in the Alter Kiana box, and I did not have a great time with that. Luckily, I learned you can use nail clippers to quickly chop them off. I used to just like literally just manually untwist it, and that was not great. That was not a fun time for me. I was using the scissors to kind of bend the wires more so that I could pull it out, but I ended up just cutting it off, so I guess that works too. So yeah, here's the 1/7 scale Murata Himeko Vermilion Night Eclipse version from Honkai Impact 3rd by Apex and miHoYo. She was a bit pricey at 24,200 yen, but But honestly, that's the price I was willing to pay for Himeko. I did mention in my pre-orders video that she was one of the first S rank characters I got when I first started the game, and that kind of just made her like an instant favorite of mine. And of course, as the chapters went on, she continued to grow on me, and then later just completely ripped my heart out. Plus, I just think her figure just looks so sick and very cool, so well done. So anyway, the base for this figure is actually one of the more unique ones I have in my collection. It is modeled after that place that she goes to fight her share of the void. It has a really nice weight to it too, which I like, and it's pretty much the only nice thing I have to say about it, because it was a real pain to put attach Himeko to the base. It was a struggle, guys. It literally took me like 10 to 15 minutes total. Very difficult to get her foot onto the peg, especially the left foot. The right foot was pretty easy. It was the left foot that needed a lot more force. Her cape is really pointy, and when I tried to get a better angle to kind of push it in, it just kept stabbing me. So it eventually did go in, but it took like 15 minutes, which is really long. And at that point, I was kind of over trying to put this figure together. But this whole figure is basically you assembling it and putting it together. So we're moving on to the next struggle, which was the floating sword thing. So first you have to remove this like piece from her like fur part of her cape. I kind of had a hard time finding it even after looking at the instruction booklet. So I just kind of wiggled around like each part that was in the general area. So even trying to get that additional piece to attach to that hole was kind of difficult too, because the more I try to like push it in to have it more secure, it would like fall into pieces basically. And again, the cape was in the way, so it was kind of hard to find a good angle to have it go in. So I basically just have it in enough so that it's kind of secured and wouldn't just fall off randomly, but at the same time it's not as stable as I would have liked it to be. But yeah, despite all of that struggle, she looks absolutely perfect. She looks so cool, and this is just her basic attack form. So I guess I'll suffer some more and show the final version, I guess, her ultimate form. So here's her ultimate form with her giant fire sword. I think this version looks absolutely way cooler than her basic attack form. But unfortunately, because she takes up so much space in this version, I won't be keeping it like this. I wish I could, but I have no space for her like this. Maybe one day though. It was kind of not that difficult to put this version together, probably because I'm so used to it now. But yeah, she looks so cool, guys. She's so cool. I totally forgot, but Himeko actually comes with a small wall scroll. I kind of forgot about it. I think I just tossed it off to the side because I was so excited for the figure. So here's like a small picture of it. It's pretty small, but the fabric's really nice. It's like thick and soft. So yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but thought I'd show it to you guys. Sorry. So that was my pretty small but pretty expensive honkai figure haul. I'm so happy that Himeko's finally out and that I have her. And of course I finally have Mei, who I have been kind of looking at for a really long time, like longer than Himeko. And yeah, I'm really glad I finally have these two ladies in my collection. This should be the last honkai figures for a while, until at least her sure if Thunder May releases. Hopefully soon. Maybe she'll get delayed, but hopefully she won't. But yeah, I guess this is the end of my 5 streak honkai mentioning in videos. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!